Spring is the time of the year we celebrate a new life. So I'm in my garden greenhouse with the wind blowing and the rain coming down to tell you my favorite story about new life. It's this time of the year in southern Florida, California, and Mexico. The monarch butterfly, monarch is another word for king, the monarch butterfly begins to fly north, only flying about 5 miles an hour. Takes it a while to reach our area, and it finds a milkweed plant, often called the milkweed butterfly. After mating, the female lays eggs on the underside of the milkweed leaf to protect it from other insects. Eventually, in 2 or 3 days, the eggs hatch, and the caterpillar emerges very, very small. It goes through 5 different transformations until eventually the caterpillar is about that long, but it has a distinctive color. This is much larger than the caterpillar, but this is what the milkweed caterpillar looks like when it's reached its final state. Then it gorges itself on milkweed leaves, and then in a couple of weeks, it attaches itself. It has many legs, but it attaches itself by its 2 back legs to a stem or a leaf on the milkweed plant. And then it forms a J. It's called J hanging. Hanging upside down, it begins to spin a silk cocoon around itself with a good deal of effort. Finally, upside down, it forms the silk cocoon, still attached by its back legs, hanging from the milkweed leaf or plant. And that cocoon is called a chrysalis. Inside that cocoon, and that's the way we are today, we're holed up inside our houses as we deal with an issue that confronts us, and it's almost like we're in a cocoon, but something happens inside the cocoon that brings new life. That cocoon or chrysalis begins to harden, and it has a distinctive gold stripe and distinctive gold stripe at the bottom. And over a period of 2 weeks, inside this chrysalis, inside the cocoon, something incredible happens. Some scientists refer to it as imaginal cells. They've been cells a part of the caterpillar that have had no benefit whatsoever until now. The caterpillar inside begins to dissolve, becomes an organic soup, and these imaginal cells wake up and begin to find each other. Cells that are going to form an eye, cells that are going to form an antenna, cells that are going to form a wing or become a color, find each other. And in the course of 2 weeks inside this chrysalis, they find each other and something amazing takes place. We call it metamorphosis. That is a great change. You can hardly believe it. But after 2 weeks, the chrysalis, which is hard, begins to split and it cracks open. And when it cracks open, out of the chrysalis comes the monarch butterfly. And this butterfly hangs upside down, still attached, because its wings are wet. And eventually, the wings begin to dry out, and the butterfly begins to move its wings. And then it begins to flutter, and then it flies away from plant to plant to plant. It only lives about 2 to 6 weeks, and it'll lay some more eggs, and its children will go through the same process, and its grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren. Eventually, they will make their way back down to southern Florida or to Mexico or to southern California. And they'll literally hang around there for 4 to 6 months before they receive the call to come back to West Virginia. Now, my version of the story is they hear, "Country roads take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads." And they go through the same process again. Amazing, amazing. Watch for the monarch butterfly this summer.